Also, why am I so down in the dumps? Because I'm sick.
Yeah.
That might be what you missed. I'm I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
you
here.
you're
Magenta
surviving.
is queer, and this is BHN Friday.
Hell yeah. On the Big Hairy
All right,
Network.
on the Big Hero Network. Let's get into it. So, I'm taking us back to 2 weeks ago when I saw this wonderful episode of Q&A, which was like a local elections special.
Yes.
They had four outgoing councillors or people in local government jump on the couch with John Campbell and have a little chat about local politics. And it was really, really interesting. I'm going to highlight this very bit that made I keep want to say John Campbell, absolutely lose his mind. And it's like live on television, John just like breaking professional character and professional boundaries. And it is such a good watch. But it also is a bit of a, what would you say? It's a bit of a live on ear, what would you say? Live on ear, I don't know, genuine, honest, sincere, someone changing, having changed their minds about rates and what they campaigned on, and being very open and honest about their opinions now that they've served on their local council.
A human response?
Yes, from a politician, which is also something that comes up in this, which I think is a nice little quote. So I'm going to play this specific bit, but then after that we also get a really nice piece from, I'm not sure his their full name. Let me double check. I wonder if it's in here. Ron O'Neill Stevens. I think might be a they them. Could be a he him. I'll double check that. But they also have a few things to say. Quite a young councillor, which I thought was quite cool. So some good things there to say as well. And there's some just generally good stuff about rates and stuff like that as well. So
Nice.
I'll play this little clip, and y'all can enjoy this little, I don't know, what do you call it? Breaking of the fourth wall. Fourth wall's maybe the one. Just watch this. It's funny. It's funny. Enjoy, hopefully.
Boiling pot of pressure right now, and we're going to have to do things differently.
Right, Tina, I want to take what Paula was talking about, and that is the cost of everything going up. I'm thinking of a community like Rangitike, where I was shooting last year, right? Martin, tiny population base, huge infrastructure, lots of roads, lots of wastewater plants. You're saying cut rates. How the hell can we do the stuff that Campbell and Paula are talking about?
I wouldn't say cut rates anymore. I mean,
You wouldn't say- so that's- sorry, I just want to clarify.
There's a naivety going into council for a lot of councillors, and it's the thing that everybody wants to hear, so it's what they say.
Can I
and
just,
I did
so,
that.
Wow.
You know,
Good for you
that's
for
the
owning
truth.
it. So, because so 2 terms ago you were campaigning with a chainsaw.
Yep.
1 term ago you were campaigning with a sword
The
slash
chainsaw was a metaphor not just for rates but also about inefficiency, and there's still a lot of fat in the system around inefficiencies and money being spent on areas that I don't think should be, for Masterton.
His literal reaction is just like, what? I'm listening.
Oh, interesting.
Did you just what? This is authentic. You what? Anyway, we've listened to the rest of what she said, but just watching John in this is so good.
Roads are our thing. I mean, that's where 80% of our cost drivers is roads.
80% of your spend.
Yeah, and it's huge. And so it's really hard because rural voters end up bearing a large proportion of that cost. So you have really lots of angry farmers. And the urbans don't really understand that they actually use the roads too. And I think there's an unfairness in the system right at the moment where urban dwellers should be actually paying more for those rural roads because they take them to the places that they want to go to.
Truly, when Wellingtonians go up the hill to have a glass of Pinot Noir in Martinborough, whose roads are they driving on, right?
Or Castle Point.
Exactly, yeah, or Lake Ferry to go to the pub.
So, yeah,
okay,
that's it.
so
Just a side note, I would also probably argue that that's a government that should be doing that. If roads are used by all people, not just rural, but the urbans as well.
Yeah, such
If
a
they're used
weird.
by everyone, I feel like roads should just be tackled by the national government, because why are councils having to like put it onto small communities when all of us drive those roads, even those who are like in tourists, like people that are not even from the township? Like it's just it's ridiculous that they have to pay for the roads.
Well, and also you kind of think about it also, what does the most damage to roads? It's often the big trucks that are trying to take out all the milk from the farms. Like they do have to understand that if they're profiting at like such a capital level, then yeah, maybe you do actually have to take more care of the roads, because those trucks fuck the
maybe
roads.
Fonterra should be taxed more to pay for our roads that they keep fucking up with their milk tankers.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine that. Okay, I'll continue this for a couple of 30 seconds.
Well, you've actually had a road to Damascus experience, and you'd like your road to Damascus to have infrastructure.
Yes, and a much better explanation to the public about the long-term costs. And, we've heard Paula and Campbell talk about those costs of infrastructure that haven't been met in the past generations, and now we're having to pay the tune, pay the piper. And that is the case. I mean, that is really the case, but we need to be honest about that.
Thank you.
Really honest.
I can't recall the last time I heard a politician quite so unequivocally do
Probably why I'm not a politician.
Well, go you. Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
because councillors shouldn't be. I love that line of like, it's because I'm not a politician. And councillors shouldn't be politicians. They should be like, well, I don't think any politician should act like a politician. They should act like a, and I mean like the politician in the way that we kind of are used to, which is I'll say whatever you want to get in. Well, I mean, she kind of did that in the beginning, but she's kind of gone, okay, now I'm in the role of councillor. I'm no longer a politician. I'm no longer, and she's also former, so she's out now. But and outgoing, I think. Yeah, so it's nice to be like, no, I'm not a politician. I'm just doing my job, and my job, as it says in the Local Governance Act, is to listen to the evidence, listen to the advice, look at the books, and go, shit, these are our issues. Let's fix them. I got to do the job now, not just be in the decision seat. But yeah, I mean, say what you want about her politics and her policies and whatever, or her track record. I think it's just really refreshing to see someone just go, look, here's the situation we're in. I may have campaigned on cutting rates, but like we've now got a situation I got to fix. So let's be honest.
It seems like that happens a lot, like where people come out of certain roles and then they feel like they're able to say something, which is actually why, for me, I feel like what bothers me is more actually the way that we've allowed people and media to villainize the term politician. Because we should actually expect our politicians to be fucking human, to be people who have people experiences, not to be like a group of people who are kind of, they're separated from the more real world where it's hard and you have to worry about certain things. Like, we should be able to be proud and to say, oh yeah, I am happy to be a politician or political, because sometimes like that is a mechanism that we can use. We shouldn't be villainizing, because then they'll be like, oh, everything's so political. Well, yeah, because everything has to do with fucking people. Like, that's the word politics. It's people. So like, I think it's interesting when people don't want to have that label, but I really feel like there's got to be a way we can reclaim the label and actually start using it more accurately, because I feel like we've allowed, all these kind of things to push it into it's naughty, it's bad. Like, no, politics and being political is good. Like, we have to be more political, and that's why politicians or councillors shouldn't have to feel like they have to be out of a job, and then they can kind of say what they actually mean. But like that's where the system in of itself is like rigged as well, is that you don't have that safety. There was also a comment here that I think, so it says governments do state highways, councils do local roads with a contribution from government. So obviously the contribution from government needs to be a lot more.
But that's just to say that only people who pay the rates in that township or that rural area use the roads, which is think of it this way, right? If we've got milk tankers run by, let's just say Fonterra has milk tankers, they then go to the dairy farm that's in the middle of nowhere, and that's on a dirt road. or it's in a really poorly, cheaply paved road, whatever. And that gets, they take the milk and then they take it to their Fonterra factory and then everyone drinks that milk. But that farmer or that area has to pay for that road and to maintain that road so that we can have milk. That doesn't really make sense to me at all.
Yeah, no. Same with he gave, I think there was an example of going out to Marlborough into the vineyards. How many vineyards are out of an area you live in, but the supermarkets, they've got to ship it around?
Yeah, or tourists, for example, as well. There are more than just the people that live there that use the roads, and roads are basic infrastructure. I don't understand why the councils are the ones government should just pay for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a big flaw in the way that these things are structured and how they are paid for, because, it seems like there should be probably more central government money going into that, whether that be giving it to the local government to then suss out. It should definitely be, because that's the thing is, it frustrates me because then local councils get given a lot of work to do that is actually kind of affects more of the everyday, on the ground people stuff, but doesn't get the same kind of money that just gets given to central government. It's very disproportionate.
Want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
So my rings are a little bit too big.
Oh, yes.
And they keep slipping off. And so I was fiddling and decided to put them on my fuck you finger. And it should take me a
Did you fuck around and find out?
I did. And now I can't get it over my knuckle. Oh, hang on. No, we're good. We're good. Carry on.
Don't get out the butter.
Carry on.
We can't afford the butter.
Do I need to go wash my hair to get them off again? Sorry. Anyways, I was totally listening to what you were saying. Yes. No. I mean, there's the whole conversation is about infrastructure and what council should pay for and what council shouldn't pay for. But I would like to continue the segment. I'm going to come back to good old John Campbell, who's then going to move on to Rohan O'Neill Stevens, I believe. O'Neill Stevens. And someone pointed out he is the deputy mayor of Nelson City Council. He was elected at 2019. He was the youngest at 19 years old.
Damn.
And now he's stepping out and he's going into, I believe he's going to run for something else political or something the Māori ward, maybe not Māori warden, but something like that. I believe. So really young deputy mayor. That's insane.
That's awesome.
And I just thought we'd have just he's stepping out. But I just thought we'd have a little listen because I think it's really cool to see someone who's only 25 already retiring from politics. And I know it's crazy. And what they've got to say about the state of the world.
Rohan, talk about get the balancing act right in a community like Nelson, because Nelson has a very proud sense of itself, right? And it wants to stand upright and have good things, but that means rating people more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the fundamental challenges we have in this conversation is that we don't start it from the point of what does a city actually cost to run. We talk about what have we previously charged, and so then you end up with these double-digit rate increases, which naturally people have a very strong reaction to. But the reality is, for many councils, we've been operating on a basis of pushing those very real costs onto future generations, putting operational expenses into borrowing, and just deferring the reality of what we're always going to have to confront is that infrastructure costs money. We want to live in nice cities, in nice urban spaces, and nice regions with the roads and water infrastructure that we've all come to expect. But right now the conversation has been, well, we don't really want to pay for that. And I think another part is we always talk about it solely in terms of local government. But I think this conversation is much more useful when we take a whole of government approach of actually saying, well, when we talk about rates becoming unaffordable, why isn't central government in here as part of that conversation around actually what is the support that they're providing to lift their burden and to balance that burden fairly, because rates are the only consistent tool that councils around the country have. And we have to pay for these things.
And that's Paula's point too, right? And I'm sure Campbell would say the government needs to step in more on water infrastructure. Local water done well means essentially handling.
And look, John, this will be exacerbated this year because it's an election year.
Exactly.
So every 3 years, you've got politicians who will be promising to hold or cut rates or a variety of those messages. And that's just a fantasy given the huge costs we're facing, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd say don't vote for them. I mean, because they're liars. I mean, the reality is anyone who goes up to the polls in this election and says they're going to cut rates is a liar. And I mean, the reality is we did. And we actually got rates under inflation for the first time in 15 years on my watch. And so I was pretty proud of that. But at the end of the day, people who are going into this election saying they're going to cut rates are going to lie.
Tina Nixon throwing to the break magnificently.
The genuine reaction from John Campbell there of just laughing his ass off at like, what is this?
She was fucking. Nah, actually, I genuinely need you to clip just the bit of her saying anyone who says like they're not gonna increase rates, like they're lying to you. I just need you to clip that bit so that we can share it on all of our socials. That is one job I will request, because holy shit, I don't know who this lady is, but I love her.
I had the same thing of like, and I'm sure there's I think it was it Kiwi Bird? I think it was you. Working for Nixon turned me into a socialist. But I'm sure it did. I'm sure she has many problems, but it is really nice, and especially someone who has campaigned under that super, and I don't think she's that kind of right wing. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think she's the kind that's like full conspiracy theorist and is like trying to take people down with double speak, or like, you know, she's like, oh, don't attack that person, blah, blah, blah. And then their followers like attack that person. You know, it's not that kind of, I don't think she's that kind of person. But I think she is someone who genuinely thought that rates were too high. She said that she did manage to fix it within inflation, which is good on her. Well done, whatever. But now she is someone that perhaps those people would be listening to, she's got them on board, and is now saying, don't listen to the people that says, like, this is the genuine, like, place that all of the councils are in. When someone is telling you they're going to cut rates, they're lying to you. So she's now possibly got a slightly more conservative right, you know, middle, I don't know, rural backing. And she is now someone who is going to has now said these things. Those people hopefully listen to her because they say she's done some good work. And then maybe they'll then consider the candidates coming through next time that are saying cut rates, that they might go, actually, I'm not going to listen to that person. I'm going to listen to perhaps people that are a bit more centre, and then maybe end up voting a little more centre left than they realise. So, you know, it is a shame that someone has to leave before they can say these things openly. But it is really good to see someone just genuinely say what is true and not just like, you know, harp on about something that is not true.
According to Kiwi Burb, and I would trust Kiwi Burb because they know a lot of these people, that there was that conspiracy person and is a right-wing libertarian. But I guess to me that just shows if she is, then fuck me. Shit must be bad if even she can go, nah, actually, like,
yeah.
I mean, a broken clock can be right twice a day, you know? So, I mean, it's just good to see that. And I do love I think someone put a comment saying we should put, can we put her against Ray Chung? That would be funny since he's tried to campaign on all that. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see it. It's just a shame that people only do that stuff when it's not really important anymore. But hey.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be. It could be that it changes some people that might have... she could have just kept on the same thing. Knowing the evidence that she knows, she could have kept saying, you know, rate cuts can happen, whatever. I campaigned on it. I did it. Like, she's said that. She managed to do it. She managed to cut them within inflation. I don't know if that means that they slowly raise the rates. I don't know. I don't know what she did. But she could have very easily sat there and gone, oh no, we definitely could cut rates. Like, we can cut
Yeah.
rates. She could have said, the local government doesn't need to pay for all this stuff. We should be cutting rates. And also the national, national as in not the government. We currently have the central government, thank you, myself. She could have just said, like, no, it's all there. Like, she could have made her whole thing about central government need to step up. But she didn't. She just genuinely said, don't vote for the people that are lying to you. Like, so, yeah, maybe she's a crackpot, but she might have actually just done some good for the rest of us.
Yeah, hopefully.
Who knows?
Also, I love the fact that everyone's going to be like, if only we had a cheaper way of transporting people and goods. I mean,
I wonder.
here's hoping if we can get them to move on to that next after learning that rates aren't necessarily a true evil.
Yeah. So there's it was a lovely little couch sesh with the other person there, Paula, I believe her name was Paula Southgate, was also the other person talking in there, and the other person on the couch was Lower Hutt Mayor Campbell Barry. All of them are retiring, or they're no longer going for the next election, so they're all outgoing mayors and the sorts and councillors, and it was a really good sit down and just a discussion about what we kind of already knew, which is rates is the only way that local government can raise revenue, and it needs to be done. Infrastructure sucks, and we need to have a discussion with central government and the regions and about how we all fix this up. But yeah, fantastic. We've got Rowan, who's really young, Tina, who is a crackpot conspiracist, suddenly changing her tune, which is fantastic. And I think that through John, and that just gave us that beautiful moment of his realization that his entire script has just gone out the window, and now he's got a panel full of people who just agree with each other. It's worth a watch. So, but that was it. That was that little story that I thought I would bring back from 2 weeks ago.
To be fair, I love seeing John Campbell, and just the
I know. And with Rohan as well, he's just like, oh man, young people.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just tell he's
Right?
thinking, hey, it's great.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, I love seeing young people getting active in politics. So it's cool. I didn't know that he was the youngest councillor. I think the only one that I really was aware of was, I think, the youngest mayor, but they were
That's
obviously
Gore's, and he's still going. Good on him, because he's had
Yeah.
a lot of shit thrown at him, but he's still going and he's still trying to make a difference in Gore. And Gore's a funny little town. I could go on a side tangent about Gore, but I won't, because I'll out myself as a big
Gorian.
little. No, God, no! I'm from Invercargill, but still, Jesus. Ugh. Gore has its charms, though. Gore has its charms. Right, I'm going through these super chats, and then do you want to get ready for the first second?
Wow, yeah, the beginning of the main meme period.
The main memes, yes. The what do you call it? The before was the beta. This is the alpha, or is this the beta?
Nah, before
The other
was
one was
the
the alpha.
side piece, and this is the main hoe.
No.
Yeah.
This is like the 0.95 release, and then this is now the 1.0 release. That's what I was getting.
Nerd.
Anyways.